Hey guys! So, sorry I've been off of YouTube for so long. To tell you the truth, I've been living under a rock for like 3 years. Just fell into a really dark depression and a lot of shit. But I had to reevaluate my happiness kind of and realize what it was I was missing. And making videos was definitely something that always made me happy. So, I'm back and I've seen some shit. So, I'm ready to speak. And the first topic I wanted to talk about, above anything else, the evolution of the smartphone. Okay, so going back to like circa 2001, they started coming out with like cool cell phones that, kids of my middle school generation wanted. They started to become a thing. You're supposed to have a cell phone. That's what cool kids do. So, kids everywhere, even me included, I admit, we manipulated our parents to get phones. These little Nokia bricks that were like different colors. I had a little red one. It was cool. But these phones were cool and they were virtually indestructible. Phones now, you pay $500 for like a piece of paper, something so flimsy that could break if you drop it on the carpet. Like, what the fuck? But these Nokia phones, you can throw them against a wall and I promise you that it will not break. And the best feature was the games. I had Snake, which was the best game in the entire world. It's like the Oregon Trail of cell phones. Like, you have to love it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to like Snake. And then on other phones, you also had Brick Attack. You had, I don't know what else, like Pong or some shit. But then, once that sort of died off, they started coming out with phones that could take pictures, and the world went nuts. I remember the commercials. I think it was like Gwen Stefani or something. She was on a commercial advertising for this cool phone that could take a picture. Pics, by the way, were the modern term for selfies now, but not as lame. They even allowed you to take contact photos of people and put them on your list. Like, that was big back in the day. Like, you could do that? Oh my god. Then the Razr came out. It was like the slender little black flip phone that was like really cool. The dial pad was like metallic and illuminated. Like, it looked like a Tron phone. Like, it was cool. But I didn't get a Razr. I got the knockoff, which was the Katana 2. But that was still one of the best phones I've ever had. And then after this fad died out, Apple decided to create a phone, their own phone, that had something called apps. Apps became a luxury that only rich white people had, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest, okay? People had iPhones, and on these iPhones they had apps to do pretty much anything. And I was blown away that for anything I needed in life, there was an app for that. But then again, it was just way too expensive and not really worth it in my eyes. These apps started slowly changing the world because phone companies became so jealous that all they could do was chirp, take pics, and like text for free, that they started to include apps on their phones. These phones were so pretty that some of them were even sliders. Like the phones with the keyboards, you can slide it, and I still love those phones. I still wish they brought them back though. I would totally get one. I don't like the keyboard on the screen. It's really annoying. And then like the Google Play Store just kind of blew up and all that. People got hooked on apps. By this time, circa 2008, Facebook was blowing up pretty big and everyone was snorting it up their noses. And then it was cool to have it on your phone because MySpace just cracked you out so much that you had to know what everybody was doing all the time. For some weird ass reason, it just mattered to you. And it got worse. Because phones started coming out that had features and you can personalize a bunch of stuff on your phone, adding like little widgets, little cool changes to your clock and battery widgets, and you can make ringtones and download soundboards of Zelda. And then by this time the Sidekick and the BlackBerry came out, which were also a pretty huge breakthrough, especially the Sidekick because like I never had one, but I knew somebody who did. You had this phone that you can like flip it and it turns into a keyboard. Like, it was weird. I don't really know how it worked. I don't really remember, but like the physics of the Sidekick was pretty cool. I don't really understand how the BlackBerry became popular because it was a dial pad phone, sort of like a brick. I don't know, but it was popular for a while. And then Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat came out. The term cell or mobile phone was no longer valid. You know why? Because there was so much extra crap thrown into these phones that made it so convenient and easy for us to live that we forgot how to do anything. It replaced our brains. I don't even remember phone numbers. And then we get pissed when our phone doesn't go off when it should in the morning because we totally threw our freaking alarm clock out, our perfectly good alarm clock that never forgot to wake us up. We threw it out for a phone because we were reducing space, making it more convenient. But I digress. Phones are being created with such luxury and convenience that the term smartphone was a better term. That was their new purpose, to be smart for us, because we just can't do it on our own anymore. Einstein's probably turning over in his grave right now. No longer were they used to call and communicate with relatives after 9 because that's when your minutes were free. Gone were the days of Brig Attack, Snake, Pong, because now we're all taking selfies in the nude because we're proud of our bodies. And another thing that really pisses me off is how Apple kind of screwed themselves out of something really amazing. Let me explain. Their phones were really the first to have apps, and because of that, apps through the years started to have music on them. Like you can download, stream music, and whatever, but these apps have a monthly fee, which is fine, whatever, but like compared to an iPod where you download it once, pay for it once, and it's yours forever. I don't want to pay to listen to music that's mine. You don't have to deal with Wi-Fi. You don't have to deal with, the fact that sometimes you can't hear your music because it's buffering and it's loading and you're like, really? This is what replaced the iPod? I can't listen to music on my phone, but people love it now, and it's because of Apple things. That's just what I think. That's my theory. I just really hate what mincemeat smartphones have made of us. We've turned into anxious millennials, rather be scrolling on social media all day than interact with people anymore, because we don't even use phones to call people. We use them to interact on fucking Instagram. Like, really? I don't even have an Instagram and I don't have a Snapchat because I don't want one. We've been so programmed by having a smartphone, by having convenience in our life, that we've turned into laziness because we've had so much luxury. And I almost forgot to mention the phones that are so big that they won't even fit in your pocket. And some phones even have a little stylus because apparently your finger's too much now. I really think that we need to humble ourselves more and try to save the IQ of our remaining society because it's bad. Unfortunately though, we all have to live that way. Maybe not completely, but some degree we have to live with a smartphone. It's life now. It's how it has to be. But that concludes my rant about smartphones and the evolution of how it all began and how it all got wired out of control completely. Thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, it feels great being back. Feel free to leave comments, good or bad, doesn't matter. And I'll be posting weekly videos, so if there's anything you want me to talk about, anything you want to see, just let me know. And if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.